Man, Ravens flock, man. Good afternoon, man. I hope y'all having a good day so far. This isn't really the best of news, but as of like an hour ago, Marcus Peters has officially left the building. He signed a 1 year. It says, from what I'm seeing, it says it's a $3 million deal that can go up to like $5 million to go play. Like, so now he's gonna be on the Raiders. And for many of us, this was one of the last things we wanted to see for a guy who not only was an all-pro cornerback and one of the best ball hawks of the past, like, 7, 8 years, but a guy who literally had all those intangibles that we associate in our minds with being a Raven. He is now officially left the building, bro. This is definitely surreal, man, because outside of the Lamar thing, this was one of the main things everybody was focusing on all off season, because it just kept lingering. And I don't know. I gotta assume this is Harbaugh. I got to, because when I'm looking at it, MP, he signed for less than what Rock Ya-Sin signed to come play with us. I'm not understanding the logic outside of age. That's the only logic I'm seeing is Rock Ya-Sin, he's 26, MP, he's about 30, 31. So that's the only logic I'm seeing for them wanting to go in this direction. I know obviously last year when he came back from the injury, he was struggling. I believe he was giving up like I think it said he gave up like around 6 or 7 touchdowns and like a 113 passer rating, but again, you're talking about somebody coming off of the type of injury that it usually takes a full year to properly bounce back from. And he really didn't. Obviously, he shouldn't have been expected to come out there and play like his usual self. So I really don't feel like that could be a valid enough reason to let him go. I gotta assume it's Harbaugh feeling a way about them, when they had that back and forth last year, and then also them using his age as like a cheap cop out to say, oh, well, he's getting older and blah, blah, blah. But like the upside of a 30-year-old Marcus Peters is still better than the upside of a 26-year-old Rock Ya-Sin. I'm hoping Rock Ya-Sin does well. I don't have as much faith, obviously. So I really don't know. I really don't know from the cornerback position how this is gonna look. Shout out to Eye of Horus Taurus. He's been bringing this up for like the past couple months as far as making the point that this may be the major this may be like the major chink in our armor. Like this may be the one weakness this team could have running into the season, man. Because I don't know who can we really have faith in. And at safety, we don't have a problem, obviously. We got Marcus Williams, we got Kyle Hamilton. I think from that end, I think on that front we'll be fine. But beyond that, it's like you got Marlowe, and then after that you got like Pepe. And I think, isn't Pepe hurt? I could have sworn I read somewhere a couple weeks ago that Pepe's hurt, so I don't even know if that should count. We got Pepe, we got Brandon Stevens, who, if I'm not mistaken, they said they were gonna move back to safety. So after that, you got like Caillou Blue, the rookie, and Jalen Armour Davis. And then Rock Ya-Sin, I don't know how that's really gonna look, man. Like that could be a major liability, especially if teams start to catch on early that anytime they avoid Marlowe, they could still have a field day, and then in some cases they can target Marlowe and still have a field day because it'll just be him and nobody to really compliment him. That could be a very dangerous situation for us. But then at the same time, man, now it makes me think, like, is this going to be added pressure on the D-line? Because at least in my head, I'm like, if the secondary has the struggles that we think they may have without Marcus Peters there, to me, that's going to put 10 times more pressure on our defensive line to just completely play lights out. Like, I was expecting them to have a pretty good year. Obviously, David Ojabo has had like a full year to recover. Tyus Bowser has had like another year to recover, but I think he's still trying to recover, actually. because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he reported to training camp, but I'm assuming he should be ready come start of the season. And then Oweh supposed to be going into his third year. So, and then also Matabike and Broderick Washington. Now that Calais Campbell's no longer here, it's presumably they will be expected to take a major step forward themselves. So I was expecting a step forward for the D line, but I don't know if it's going to be a type of step forward that could overcompensate a secondary that may, depending on how things go, it may struggle a lot. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully we're all wrong about this. Hopefully Rocketson, magically turns into like at least a top 20 cornerback, or at least above average cornerback to complement Marlowe. Hopefully. But if not, if this goes how we're thinking this may go, this defensive line, man, they're gonna have to play lights out, bro. Because if not, like even if we're good against the run, if not, once a lot of teams start to realize, okay, we could target this person right here, they could easily just start picking us apart. And even though I still think our offense is gonna like ball out and put up a lot of points, that still may lead to more close games than we would want, because then all of a sudden we keep looking up and our defense keeps giving up touchdown after touchdown, and we end up having to get into a shootout every week. Kind of like what happened in 2021, where we kept getting into these shootouts. But this is definitely like a tough day for the Ravens flock. But let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you think it's possible that maybe MP can like make his way back on the team, or do you just think it's like completely over? It's a done deal. It's over with. And let me know, do you think anybody outside of Marlon Humphrey is gonna stand a chance of really stepping up and filling that void that Marcus Peters is about to leave?